Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Gisela, and I will be the host for today's webinar, Effective Strategies and Solutions for Successful SaMD Project Execution. Before I pass it over to our speaker, let me cover a few housekeeping items. At the bottom of your screen, you will find multiple application engagement tools. You can adjust their size and position to optimize your computer screen. To expand your presentation area or maximize it to full screen, simply click two arrows in the top right corner. If you have any audio or video issues, you can find answers to some common technical questions located in the Help widget at the bottom of your screen. Please note that the copy of today's slide deck and additional resources are available in the resources list. Please have a look and download everything that you may find useful. Also, this webinar will be recorded and sent via the email you registered with. Lastly, if you have any questions during the presentation, you can submit them through the Q&A widget. We are here to answer you live via the chat throughout the presentation, so don't hesitate to reach out. In case we run out of time or we don't manage to answer your question, we will make sure to follow up later by email. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker. Romeo de los Santos is a senior consultant at the Jama Software, specializing in software development and process improvement. Before joining Jama, he spent 14 years developing diverse medical devices, including glucose pumps, continuous glucose monitors, diabetes management software, and solid-state of SPECT cameras. Having 9 years of experience in system engineering, project and technical product management of NGS sequencers, microarrays, and IVD assays, he gained experience in the full software development lifecycle and understanding of the perspective of different stakeholders involved in the development. Today, he's using the experience to help his clients configure tools and create processes to effectively develop safe and effective medical devices. And with that, I will pass it over to Romeo.
During this presentation, I'll go over the challenges facing development teams working on medical device software, the key features of the Jama SaMD framework, and how you can use Jama Connect's categories and reuse and sync features to manage releases and variants. A successful software development project in the medical device industry is a careful balancing act between documentation and development activities. Development teams have tight deadlines that are driven by market conditions. At the same time, they are responsible for generating the required quality records according to each region where their device will be marketed. Since this isn't a regulatory discussion, we'll just focus on the EU and US as examples. Medical device software development in the EU is governed by IVDR and MDR regulations. The risk classification in some software activities will differ depending on the regulation it falls under. Unlike in the US, there is no specific distinction between SaMD and SaMD software. It's all considered medical device software. You'll need to consider if the software you are developing is an accessory to a medical device, or is it a medical device on its own? If it is an accessory, it'll need its own technical file. If it is sold as an integral part of the system, it should be included in the system's technical file. In the US, there is a distinction between software in a medical device and software that is a medical device on its own. With the advent of AI, machine learning, cloud computing, and other innovations, the FDA has been drawing up new guidance to help modernize oversight on software development. The concept of device software functions are a key part of its modernization efforts. Each device software function has its own risk classification. The FDA has indicated that they intend to target their oversight over software that is an extension of one or more medical devices, software that transforms a mobile platform into a medical device by using attachments, displays, sensors, or including functions like a regulated medical device, software that performs patient-specific analysis and provides specific outputs or directives used in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation, cure, or prevention of a disease or condition. The CDRH at the FDA created the Digital Health Policy Navigator to help manufacturers determine if their product software functions may be the focus of FDA oversight. This past September, the FDA released their new guidance on cybersecurity in medical devices. The guidance encourages the use of a secure product development framework when building software. It specifies some new deliverables, such as a security risk analysis that is distinct from and in addition to the safety risk analysis specified in ISO 14971. Manufacturers will need to analyze security risks from the design and development phase through device maintenance and eventually to product end of life. Manufacturers are encouraged to use threat modeling to analyze security vulnerabilities in the environment where the device will be used. You'll also need to consider all interfaces to and from the system and the OTS soup components that the system depends on. SBOMs must be generated and analyzed for potential vulnerabilities. This represents more work for teams, but is absolutely required in today's interconnected world. In addition to all the required documentation for the design history file, developers also need to consider how to manage their fast development iterations, how to handle parallel development and variant and release management, how to properly triage and disposition defects, and how to manage third-party components that are part of their system. The Jama SaMD framework is intended to alleviate some of the documentation burden. While each company has its own procedures, the framework provides basic document templates that comply with requirements specified in IEC 62304 and ISO 14971. Furthermore, each document template includes a customizable export template for your convenience. It's designed to keep things as simple as possible by minimizing the number of different item types and fields. The framework is versatile and includes the ability to trace to items outside of Jama Connect. This framework is designed to cover the most common use cases and is intended as a starting point for your own process. Jama Connect can easily be configured so that the tool adapts to your process rather than the other way around. Let's take a closer look into the features of the framework. Here is an example of a software development plan. This particular template has been designed to be compliant with IEC 62304 and includes all the required sections for all three types of software risk classifications. Each section includes some guidance regarding what information needs to be populated. The framework also includes a new OTS soup component. This new item type has been designed to be compliant with the FDA's guidance on over-the-counter software use in medical devices. The framework also includes a risk analysis that is compliant with ISO 14971. As you can see here, it's laid out as you would an ordinary risk analysis spreadsheet, where you would do a probability calculation and then get your initial risk level, followed by your risk control method and then your residual risk levels. These new item types take advantage of the lookup table feature that is built into Jama Connect. If you change probability 1 here to frequent, the P total will be updated automatically according to the lookup table that you've configured. Finally, the framework also includes a new external resource item type. This new external resource item type allows you to trace to items outside of Jama Connect. For instance, you could have a risk evaluation item that needs to be mitigated by product labeling or instructions for use. You would simply create an external resource item type that represents those particular items and connect it to your risk evaluation.